Well, arts in the community, it has been expanding in Collingswood. You have the Scottish Rite Auditorium, have been hosting many concerts there over the past year. What's the community's involvement in this?
Well, the borough took over an old Mason's Hall, seats about 1,000 people, and we're in a very extensive rehabilitation project to really bring it up to the 2,000. And it involves air conditioning the building and doing a lot of modern day improvements, but keeping the character of a 65-year-old theater so that we can enjoy the arts.
What prompted Collingswood's involvement in the auditorium? Because it's only been about a year now.
Well, we got involved because the Masons have a declining membership and wanted to try to make sure this building didn't get lost. And we see it as a great opportunity to expand the arts within our town, to help our business district out, to give all of our people in the area someplace to go and enjoy themselves, and really to help make us a center for the arts.
Are people in the community going out to see the concert series, and are you attracting people from other cities and states?
It's working wonderfully. We're bringing people from all over the region, from Pennsylvania, from North Jersey. We get a lot of folks coming in. We've had great acts, Kenny Loggins, Michael McDonald, Joan Baez, and there's some great ones coming up in the end of the year.
A lot of big names coming into Collingswood.
Yeah, it makes it a lot of fun. It's a great time.
All right. Anybody that you'd like to promote coming up?
David Sanborn will be here in January. Susan Tedeschi is coming in the end of December. And you can check out our website at collingswood.com, and it'll have other acts coming in as they get ready to go.
What type of revenue are you generating from this concert series?
Well, it right now is not exactly making a lot of money because we're using it as a loss leader to get things started. There's a banquet facility available here that's available for rent that we're refurbishing. So it's got the capability to be a conference center as well as be, a host for weddings and dinners and shows like we're doing here.
Mm-hmm. You said you also like to talk a little bit about the visual arts as well as the performing arts.
There's an old art studio in the center of our downtown that the borough has purchased and is working with the Perkins Art Institute to bring them into their first satellite location outside of Moorestown. And that's going to have sculptures and ceramics and not for arts and crafters like I would be, but for serious artists. And we're really looking forward to that. We're in a capital campaign to help them raise the money to bring that visual arts into the middle of town.
So the bottom line is you would like people to come visit Collingswood for a whole day, take a Saturday, take a Sunday, explore.
It's a great way to enjoy yourself. It is a different atmosphere than going to the multiplex to see a movie. It's on the Jersey side of the river for South Jersey. It's one of the only places you're going to see great concerts and great arts in a great venue.
And what kinds of restaurants do you have in Collingswood?
Well, we got a few Italian. Actually, we've got 3 opening in the next 3 months. A few Italian, a Mexican. There's a Thai restaurant going to be opening soon. In the last year, we've had 6 restaurants opening. There's a real mix. It's all BYOB. You can have a nice, affordable night and catch in some of the arts and enjoy yourself.
Are you satisfied with the results thus far?
We're thrilled with it, and we're looking to build more. We've expanded on our community theater program. We did an all-town musical last winter, and another one's coming out that has everybody involved. It makes it fun. It makes it a great place to live and a great place to come and visit.
Mm-hmm. And maybe you'll get some hotels or B&Bs in the future where people can make a weekend trip out of it.
That's right. That's very possible. We're working with some other towns for that. You bet.
One step at a time, right?
You got it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jackie.
And thank you for watching. This hour's newsmaker has been James Malley, the mayor of Collingswood. I'm Jacqueline Dioria for Comcast Newsmakers. Don't forget to check us out on CN8 for more news and information.
Bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Jill Horner and this is Comcast Newsmakers. This hour's newsmaker is Mayor James Malley of the Borough of Collingswood, and today we're talking about an upcoming book festival. Thanks for being with us, Mayor.
Thanks for having me.
A lot of events in the Borough of Collingswood, but you have a book festival coming up in October. Tell us about that.
Well, it's a chance for us to have a different party. We love having parties, street festivals, and inviting all the town out and other folks to come in and have a good time with us. And this one is going to focus on books. Kind of started with some folks involved in our library. really celebrating all things literary. And it should be a really great time, and we want to invite folks to come out to it.
What kinds of activities can people expect at the book festival?
Well, there's going to be a craft fair component of it, and it is all things literary. It is going to be folks that are doing scrapbooking and selling materials, and folks that collect stamps and their books that go with it. And it's going to be people that do bindings of old books, and some groups that sell rare books, and a little bit of everything that's connected to the books. There's going to be a number of authors are coming in. There's children's authors. A friend of mine, Sal Palantonio, who's written a book on Frank Rizzo a few years ago, he'll be there to sign his book. There's going to be a lot of different sessions for adults, for kids, readings by some of the children's authors. We're really looking to try and make it a great fun day to spend some time, have a little fun for the family, and you get a great chance to take a look at what's going on in Collingswood.
Where's it going to be held?
It's on Haddon Avenue, right near where our clock is in town, which sits right out in the middle of the street in the downtown. You can't miss it. And it also happens to be very close to the library. And it's going to involve a little bit of everything.
You mentioned that the public library was kind of the catalyst for this. But why books? Why are they so important, and why are you promoting them in Collingswood?
Well, it's a chance to try to get all of our children away from the screens, whether it's the computer or the video game or the TVs. And it's also a really fun event. This has been suggested by some folks at the library and has instantly gotten about 30 or 40 people involved in running this campaign. It's a little different. I don't know of anybody that has one. We've been really hunting around to investigate them. And I think it's going to be a real special niche for us. And one that is really going to be something that we tie in with the whole community to get them involved.
You have other festivals and activities in Collingswood that are very successful. What do you hope for the future of this one, because it is the first year for the book festival?
Well, we hope it involves everybody. We're going to do a little piece of the reading of this to try to get the people in our town involved for some time before it. But we're also hoping that it eventually grows into a much bigger event, that we invite a lot more folks in to have just a good time, have some fun. It's one of the reasons to live in town. It's also one of the reasons to come visit in town, that you can have a great time, get some things that stimulate your mind, and also have some fun.
And it's free to the public.
It is free to everybody that wants to come along. Yep.
Tell us about your book club.
Well, as part of the festival, we are going to be having a town-wide book club. We're going to start off with the book Seabiscuit. We're going to be asking everybody to read it. We're going to have some big book club meetings, get everybody together to discuss it, and really try to involve the whole town a little bit. We're working on programs to integrate the schools into this reading with some exercises and some work and horse racing and some of the great themes that come out of this book about facing obstacles and overcoming them, and some of those things that I think will be real important for our school children, tying it in so that we have a great learning exercise for a month that involves 15,000 people. And so far the reaction's been great. People are really looking forward to it, and we think it'll be a nice component that leads into a big festival where we have some fun.
Do you hope that your book club helps to better solidify Collingswood and helps people get to know each other? It's
going to be another piece. We've expanded our arts program and have found that the family that it creates is a great new sidebar, and we're hoping this is going to be another one of those assets.
And the book festival is October
11th at the Clock in Collingswood.
Okay, thanks so much, Mayor.
Thank you.
This hour's newsmaker has been Mayor James Maley of the Borough of Collingswood. I'm Jill Horner for Comcast Newsmakers. Comcast.
Bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Jill Horner and this is Comcast Newsmakers. This hour's newsmaker is Mayor James Maley of the Borough of Collingswood. Today we're talking about Collingswood and the updates that are going on there. Thanks for being with us, Mayor.
Thank you very much.
I have to ask you about this right off the bat because it's made such national news and there's been so much exposure. Collingswood is a fairly affluent town where we don't expect to hear about starving and neglected children. Tell us a little bit about the case and what went wrong.
Well, I think what happened is there was a real mixture of problems where people didn't do what they should have done, and cracks developed in the system. Parents failed these children. If allegations are true, some state workers failed these children. And it all happened in a way that left neighbors that when they did question, they got answers. And they also heard that DYFS was involved. And they left things be at that. And what it kind of raised was that if those problems continue, that you maybe need to go further. I think one of the problems here, though, is, and trouble I've had in talking with neighbors to try to calm them, is that who then do they call? And so we're working on setting up some local things to try to fill in those gaps so that this can never happen again.
What lessons has Collingswood learned from this, and what lessons can other local municipalities take away?
Well, I think communities have to recognize, and neighbors, have to realize that it's our shared responsibility, what happens to all the children in the neighborhood, that if there are things that happen that even though some authorities have been called in on it, and you still feel uneasy and still feel that things are not going the way they should be, that you try to take it another step, that you try to maybe reach out to a local official, or if the local officials who you talk to and things don't seem right, try and talk to a county or a state. Just try to get a little mix in to see if there's something we can look at.
We're going to talk about a program called the Sunrise Program that really benefits kids in Collingswood. Tell us about that, how it was started, and what it does.
Well, it's another program that we have worked on in conjunction with the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. It is really our replacement for the DARE program, and it's kind of DARE Plus. We've taken DARE and added counselors to it, expanded it through all the grades, brought counselors in to work with our police officers and be available so that they can direct children that may need some alcohol consulting, some help on some other problems that they may have. It's the kind of program that if any of these children from the White Horse Pike, the Jackson family, had been able to get some other contact sooner, we might have been able to help.
How does the program actually work? Who goes into the schools? At what age does it start? And what do the kids take away from it?
Well, it's really taking the principles of DARE, adding a counselor, and starting it in first grade, and letting it continue through some high school years. It is expanding it so that children get not only education and training, but by being exposed to a counselor at early years, we're able to help identify some children that may be at risk, to try to get to children at an earlier age so that we don't have them getting into the problems in high school.
So it's really a preemptive strike.
It's preemptive. That where DARE has been criticized in the past is it's too short. It doesn't really hit children early enough. This is intended to get them early and to really work hard with them to try to pull out those kids that have a greater likelihood because they have some problems going on in their life, and try to work with them and help them and strengthen them.
How long has the program been in place?
This is the third year that we're in it. It's part of a pilot grant project with the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. It's been successful. They hope to duplicate it, and we're looking now to take it on and fund it ourselves.
How do you measure that success?
Well, you can't measure it for another 7 or 8 years until the children are older. You're able to reference it, to measure it now by the number of children that are referred into it, how we think that counseling is going. They work with the families. Parents have to be a part of this. So we're getting a great response to it, and time will tell if this is effective.
And it shows that community involvement can have a big influence on the lives of children.
It does, and we hope that this fills in that gap for a lot of other kids out there.
Thanks so much, Mayor.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching. This hour's newsmaker has been Mayor James Maley of the Borough of Collingswood. I'm Jill Horner for Comcast Newsmakers. For more news and information, join us on CN8, the Comcast Network. More news.
The following is a presentation of Comcast Newsmakers, the program where you hear from the leaders important to you.
Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Dioria and this is Comcast Newsmakers. This hour's newsmaker is Mayor James Maley of Collingswood Borough, and today we are going to talk about the duplex conversion program. Thanks for joining us once again.
It's my pleasure.
Well, we're going to talk about the duplex conversion program. It's been in existence for about 1.5 years now. You said it's successful. Give us the basics of the program.
Well, the program itself was designed